Hello and welcome to the Weekend of Peace Talks reading vlog. I'm starting this a little bit early. It's not actually 7 o'clock now. I won't start my reading for Peace Talks until then, but I figured I would, while there was light out, film my intro part and discuss some books that I plan on reading this weekend with all of you. We're at my cabin, so I'm in the kitchen and it's probably going to be very echoey sound because it's just like this wide open space, so I apologize for that, but here you are. I brought a lot of books with me. I need to be prepared and all, so we have the Skyward graphic novel. We have the Blackhawks, which is a chunkier one, so I don't think I'll get to it at the beginning, but I might if I start to bore of short books. We have Slimer. We have Stolen Tongues. We have His Majesty's Dragons, which I will read because I have the audiobook for, so I think that one will be good for when I'm doing stuff still this weekend, since I'm not just sitting down on my couch for 48 hours and literally reading. Like, I still gotta cook dinner and do all this stuff, so I think I will get through this one fast using the audiobook. And then I also have Sour Candy. I brought the next two in Broken Empire trilogy. So I have King of Thorns, which I'm almost done, and at this time I'm not sure I'll be done it by the time this vlog goes up, but my plan was to try and finish it today before Peace Talks, but we will see, as well as Emperor of Thorns. And on top of that, I have my KU, so my plan is actually for most of the readathon to read lots of graphic novels. So I have Lock and Key through KU, and I plan on reading a bunch of those. And me and Mel, I believe, are buddy reading Paladin Unbound. I think that might be our first read of the readathon. I'm not entirely sure, but we are buddy reading that, which is a indie book. And I will probably just be reading a lot of short books on KU, but I did want to bring a wide variety of physical books because I'm a mood reader and who knows what I'll be in the mood for. I 100% will get to Sour Candy because it's 70 pages, as well as Skyward, and then the rest are up for grabs. And it does look, it does look like I will be on Calamus again for this week. You know, I'm not complaining because if I wasn't the goddess, if I could have picked a realm, I love all of the realms, but my allegiance lies with Calamus because that's where I belong. I'm sure that's not a surprise to anyone knowing my reading taste. I definitely lean towards the Calamus zone. And you know, the background and the story for Calamus was actually based off of the cats. So like the flying demon cats were based off Kalala and Inuyasha. That's where I got my heavy inspiration from. Heavy inspiration. Because growing up I loved Inuyasha. And so Calamus just has a piece of my heart. And yeah, I will update you in a bit, I guess, when kickoff starts because it's only like noon here. So I still have 7 hours before officially all the realms have sat down together for a weekend of peace talks. Don't let this distract you though, like you can still sneaky attack people. Just you get an extra +10 for every book you read during this 48 hours. I explained all that. Bye. Still not tall enough, but I will slouch. Okay, Peace Talks, we had our first sprint. It is 7:55. I have finished my first read, which was the Skyward graphic novel. This is a sci-fi graphic novel where gravity doesn't exist on the world anymore, and so people literally like float into space if they're not careful, and they have to like learn how to move and live again. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this. I think it's just gonna sit at a 3-star. It was okay. I don't know if I'll be continuing the series. I didn't really enjoy the ending. It was a very typical cliched ending that I kind of wish didn't happen. I was liking it until then, and I don't know. It's just not really, I think, a graphic novel series that's really going to grab my attention. With this, I had a Patreon poll put out today with a bowl of soup, which meant defending Calamus because Calamus is hot, so soup. A violin, which was for Serene because the name Serene reminds me of serene, and violins give me that serene feeling. And then a telescope, which was for Bale. So either I'm defending Calamus, attacking Serene, or attacking Bale because again I'm on team Calamus. And for Bale it was just because forestry, I feel like they're the type of people that would get a telescope and look up into the sky. The soup won by a lot, so I'm using this to defend Calamus. And with that, I will be using it as a book someone has been nagging me to read because Emma has been telling me I need to read this for a while and that it's one of her favorites. read a book in one sitting. Read a book with mental health rep or healing themes. I feel like that could count because there is the representation of her dad who has been depressed since something happened, and a book with a parent-child relationship. Obviously, I just talked about the father, and that matters a lot. And then I need one more, so I'm going to use an author new to me. So I think that's 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points for Calamus, and then another plus 10 because it is a weekend of peace talks. Does not fit either my nation subgenre or military fantasy, so I didn't get those bonus points, but a solid first read of the readathon to just smash out in the first hour. Submitted. There we go, Team Calamus. Hi to the vlog!
Because we didn't do anything before. Hello, vlog.
Alex is gonna win.
All the comments need to come
It's peace
through.
talks, Marissa. None of
Oh,
this.
right. Kumbaya. We all love each other.
While secretly stabbing each other in the back.
Yes, we are.
Hello,
So
vlogs are popping through. Hi, future me.
I love that. Hi, future me.
Triple vlog. I started Sour Candy for my second read, and then I made the people on live streams vote where this point will be going. So it will be going, they voted for the moon, which is to attack Bale, because I stuck with the last theme, and Bale just gives me, I don't know, look at the stars and moon vibes. The options, I think, were eyeglasses, which was to protect Calamus, because I feel like you have to wear some sunnies in a desert, and then a camera for attack Serene, because Serene is picture perfect, and when you're like, by the water, you have to take pictures of it. And then we had the moon, and everyone picked the moon. So that's where my points are going for this. This book, I'm halfway through. I can't really tell you much because I'll spoil everything because it's literally 70 pages, but it is very bizarre, and I was not expecting Sour Candy to play such a heavy part in this book and be like an actual thing. That's all I'm gonna say. I'll update you in like 20 minutes when I'm done. This book was oddly really weird and bizarre, and nothing that I expected out of it, but I kind of liked it. I gave it 3 stars. It's a novella, so it's hard to like get more, and I think if it had been a longer, like about another 60 pages, it could have really been like a little bit more spookier than it was. But I don't know, it was just interesting to me, and I actually really enjoyed the weirdness and the bizarreness of it. So it is a decently high 3 stars. Oh look, bots in the chat. A mod was on it. I don't know if I'd recommend it to people because it's just so weird, but I enjoyed it. So maybe you would enjoy it too. So I need to submit this. So I'm decreasing Bale as told. So I'm gonna go to the bottom. A book out of my comfort zone because I don't like novellas often. So I think that counts. Does not have a color in the name. It does have an orphan or betrayal. So betray an alliance. I'm gonna call it an isolated setting, and if you read it, I think you would know why. I don't know where he lives. An indie or self-pubbed book. This is an indie book. And then I'm gonna do First Blood, because why not? A book with red on the cover. Which I think is 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's 11 points. And it's a horror, so it doesn't count for a grimdark fantasy, and it's not a military fantasy, so it just gets me 21 points for the team. And there we go. Another book down, and it's 10 o'clock, so the readathon hasn't actually lasted that long yet. Hello, it is Saturday morning. It's about 9 a.m. here. I woke up at about 8 and I just chilled, but I did watch some Becca's Sprints this morning, and now we are hopping on over to Marissa's. I'm not going to join any sprints quite yet because I need to finish editing my vlog from last week and get that up before the live show for Backlist Book Club at 11 a.m. my time. So I also needed an audiobook and something that I didn't have to pay the most attention to. So I picked up King of Thorns. Since I'm already immersed in this world and I'm at about 85-90%, I just decided that I'm gonna finish this book right now. It won't count for Peace Talk, sadly, because I'm not far, like I started it earlier, but it'll still get me good points with being a grimdark and a military fantasy. So yeah, I'm almost done this, but doesn't really count for Peace Talks, but figured I'd update you. Pretty much my plan for the day is finish this, finish that, make a coffee, Backlist Book Club live show, sprint all day long, and read a bunch of books. Good plan. I thought so. And I have to cook at some point. Also, I forgot to say we called it quits quite early last night, and Sahar took over and did like unofficial Realmathon sprints because I was so tired and I really wanted to watch 2 episodes of One Piece, so I had to do that. But I didn't really read anything else other than Sour Candy last night. I ended up also switching to King of Thorns last night because I needed an audiobook because I wasn't focusing.
Many hours later.
Okay, so I finished King of Thorns. I'm not quite sure what I'm reading this yet. It'll probably be a 3-star, but honestly could even be a 2. I definitely did not really love this one, but I had a poll, like always, and I did a bunch of different emojis for this one over on Patreon. I did the mailbox for Attack Serene because after you took that beautiful picture from the last poll, you needed to mail a postcard of it, you know, a bed for Attack Bale because after looking at, you know, the stars and the moon, gotta go to sleep. And then a bikini for Calamus because we're wearing sunnies in the last one, and Marissa always says there's a beach in Calamus even though it's a desert. But the bed one, so my points are going to Attack Bale. I decided to use a book with an orphan or betrayal, read a book with magical warfare / weapons, a book with an animal companion, which is kind of a stretch, but also if you know, you know. And then continue a series and read a book with red on the cover, which I have no idea how many points that gets me, but it's also a military fantasy and a grimdark fantasy, so we got a lot of points. But here's your last update. I have no idea what I'm reading next because I have 30 minutes left in this sprint, and then I think me and Mal are buddy reading Paladin Unbound during the next sprint, so I'll update you in a bit. Hello, I figured it was time for an update in the same position I've been in for the last, I don't know how long. We are on Rise Sprints currently. It is Saturday evening, 8 p.m. for me, so it's been an official 24 hours, so we have 23 hours left to go in the readathon. I have made pretty good progress. You've obviously already seen it all. Mel and me earlier today started our buddy read of Paladin Unbound. We both decided to soft DNF it. I have a review copy of it, so I do have to read this eventually and review it, but something about it was just not working for both of us. It was like in one ear and out the other. We didn't know who anybody was, and so we both kind of were just like, meh. So we're soft DNFing it. I will 100% get back to it. I don't know if Mel is getting back into it, but I think she said she was gonna try again. So I decided to try Slimer, which is a horror little novella novel thingy. And my sister gave it to me. I think she liked it, but didn't love it. I think she gave it about 3 stars. And so we're trying it. I'm 20 pages in, and so far I'm thinking it's creepy and I'm really enjoying it. And I really love this cover, even though this is like not really my normal vibe. I think it screams creepy Slimerness. And I like it's taking place in an isolated setting. They're stranded in the middle of the ocean on an abandoned oil rig, and I think that's really cool, but they've really like just gotten there. Like I'm literally 20 pages in, and the first part of the Slimerness has been, they spotted it. Some guy spotted some sliminess. Don't look at me like that. And so I'm excited. I think that Rye wants to go for a long time tonight, so I'll probably be sprinting. So I'm hoping to finish this and maybe another Lock and Key volume, and I don't know what's happening, so there will be some reading being done. Time for a vlog update. It's 10:30 p.m. I finished Slimer. I really enjoyed this book. This book is not for everyone. It is a body snatching creature feature horror, so think like really going into the camp. There's a lot of sex, horny teenagers, and a lot of rape, murder, drugs, overdose, trigger warnings for like literally so much stuff. So please look these up if you decide to read. But if you know the genre of like a body snatching creature feature, it really does fit the vibe. And I don't know, I actually really enjoyed this. I wasn't the biggest fan of the exact ending, but I liked it. I think I was sitting at a high 4, and I think it's gonna get a lower 4 from me in the end just because of that ending, bring it down just a little bit. But I don't know if I just read this at the right time, but this felt like everything I wanted from this book. Now let's look at some points. I think I'm going to we are going to decrease some country we're going to decrease some realms. I haven't decided which realm yet because I didn't put a poll up for this one because I thought it was going to increase, but looking at the prompts, it does better for decreasing. I'll probably decrease Terrain since I did Bale last time. So I think I'm going to use this for books set at sea. We're literally trapped on the ocean. So that's -3. An isolated setting, which is -2. Magical warfare and weapons, which is another -2. So we're sitting at -7. An indie or self-pub. I believe that this is an indie book. I'll have to look that up before I actually submit this in. Valancourt Books, Richmond, Virginia. I think I'm 99% sure that this is an indie book. And then what am I sitting at? 4? And then I'll probably use it for a short book and get me some good points. And obviously +10 because I read it in Peace Talks. I think, yeah, this is getting a 4-star from me. I enjoyed it too much for it not to happen, but it gets the Cassidy head seal of approval, but you can't see it balancing on my head because I'm out of frame. But it's here. I loved it.
The next day.
We are just packing up to go home from the cabin. It is about 11 a.m. on Sunday, so I still have about 8 hours left of the readathon. I have started the next volume of Lock and Key, but I got distracted because we decided to watch One Piece all morning. But I will definitely finish volume 2 of Lock and Key and hopefully one other book by the end of the readathon tonight. But you won't get an update from me for a bit because we're just gonna spend the next hour or two cleaning up and driving home. Well, definitely 2 hours. I'll update you then. We have sprints tonight on Mel's channel, so it's been pretty successful so far. I've definitely already read more books than I thought I would, so, and had a really good reading weekend. Pretty good time. Sorry for the terrible lighting. It is the end of Peace Talks. It is 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Sunday, April 10th, so the end of Peace Talks ended about an hour ago for me. And I would like to say I think I did pretty good. I read 3 volumes of Lock and Key. I read 3 volumes of Lock and Key today. For all of these for all 3 of them I increased Calamis's power and I used Toast to the Goddess, a Cassidy fave. I gave them all 4 stars. Read a book in one sitting. Read a book with mental health rep or healing themes. A book with a parent-child relationship or mentor/mentee. A big part of this book is the mom and the kids and the uncle and the kids. And then I used an audiobook or an ebook. I don't know what points that is, but it also is +10 for being read during a weekend of Peace Talks and +10 because I do count them as Scribd. I read all 3 of those today, and for the whole weekend I have read Skyward, graphic novel, Slimer, a little horror book, Sour Candy, a horror novella. I finished King of Thorns and I read 3 graphic novels as well as read 20% of Paladin Unbound, which obviously didn't count for anything but ended up being a soft DNF. But I made good progress and read a decent amount of books. But let's be honest, you guys are all here for the exciting part, which is to hear about stats. So as of 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I'm going to be telling you the losing team again just because I wanted to give you an update in this weekend reading vlog, but didn't want to spoil my rest of the plans, so you are getting the losing team. Currently, the losing team, drumroll please, is Bale. After this weekend of Peace Talks, Bale is in the last place. Do with this knowledge what you must. I thought another fun stat to learn is that we have read, get my laptop of stats out, we have read 2,481 books for Weekend of Peace Talks currently. Obviously everyone has till the 15th, the end of the 15th, 11:59 p.m. Mountain Standard Time to put your reads in for Weekend of Peace Talks. After that nothing will count, but as of right now, 2,481 books have been read, which is pretty cool. Overall readathon, we've had 6,416 books read. So we read a stinking amount of books this weekend, guys, and I'm pretty proud of that, and I think that's pretty cool. That's all the stats I have for you. Thank you so much for joining Realmathon and joining along for this 48-hour reading vlog, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the month, and I hope that your realm continues to deplete and increase magic. Now that we're no longer at peace, deplete the realm's magics.